Okay, so we finally get Labilia's and Rebecca's backstory. It's funny because before it was implied that the two of them were friends, and then something happened, and then Labilia kind of became a bitch, but that's actually not what happened. Apparently, they were never friends, and they never really interacted until Labilia started picking on Rebecca. Before we get to that, I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe and give a thumbs up, and maybe even leave a comment below, and so we can interact. So, Labilia tells Rebecca that she's quitting beecubing, and she wants to make amends before then. And so she says the best way to make amends is for the two of them to fight each other. So, Rebecca doesn't want to do this, obviously, because who just wants to have a random fight? But Labilia kind of forces on her by attacking. Rebecca thinks, you know what? Fine, whatever. I'll just act fight because I have training with ether gear. So, I'll just do a slight pretend fight and then they'll be over with that. But Labilia apparently has training in martial arts, in apparently the Sakura Cosmos version of karate. The fight isn't really that serious, other than just smacking the hell out of each other. It doesn't really get super aggressive. Rebecca continues to refuse to fight back until Labilia threatens Happy, and that's when they start smacking each other, hitting, headbutting. Just once again, it's not really a real fight. It's just well, they are actually beating each other, but it's not very aggressive. It's more of an argument between the two of them, as Rebecca basically yells at Labilia for always just picking on her and her friends, and it's just wrong to do that. Labilia says, well, it's how she gets views. It's how she was able to make a good amount of content and get plenty of subscribers. And Rebecca is still pissed off about that because who wants to be humiliated in public and then just constantly dragged through the mud over and over again? So Rebecca demands, why her? Why did you pick on me? We didn't know each other. We had nothing to do with each other, but you just kept on going after me. You just made my life hell for no reason. What did I do? What did I do to make you hate me? And Labilia just breaks down crying and says, it was one of your videos that made me want to be a beekeeper, just like you. So apparently, Labilia was sick as a child, and she was always in a hospital, and she could do nothing but just watch videos and such. And she stumbled upon one of Rebecca's videos while she was, because they're the same age, they're both little girls, and even back then, Rebecca was doing videos with Happy, and just small little videos of her still dressed up as a cat, playing around. Apparently, they didn't get many views, but we already knew that from the beginning of the story. But that didn't matter because it was just a little girl her same age as her, working really hard at something that she really cared about, and so it inspired her to Labilia inspired her to become a beekeeper herself. But her success was astounding. She was just a prodigy, and she just skyrocketed to the top real quick. But the thing is, Rebecca just didn't. She just kept, her videos just never got really popular, and Labilia looked up to Rebecca, but she also had this sense of resentment that how could someone who inspired her was now not as successful as her, and so these two emotions kept colliding with each other to the point where Labilia just took her anger out on Rebecca for just not being what she thought she should have been. So she admits to Rebecca that was unfair of her to think that way or to act that way, which is why she wanted Rebecca to beat the hell out of her just as a sense of atonement. She wasn't looking for forgiveness. She just wanted to kind of put that behind her. So Rebecca was surprised that she was even sick as a kid and asked her, have you gotten over it? And Labilia says, it's incurable, and that she's gonna die soon. So yeah, her ending her beekeeper career, her saying sorry to Rebecca, it's her just checking the boxes, waiting for the end to come. Rebecca basically says, no, sister can save you. She's an amazing doctor. You could try it out. And Labilia says, no, I have no hope left. I don't want to even try that. Because if we try and fail again, I am going to be heartbroken even more. I just don't want to go through that again. But Rebecca convinces her. She says she doesn't want this petty little thing to be our story. She wants the two of them to be friends and to stay for as long as possible. It would be nice if Sister could save her, but I have a feeling that she also cannot solve the problem. I don't know. Now, they do mention that they do have Ethron on their ship somewhere. That might be able to save her, because depending on how Ethron works in this world, I'm thinking of Rave Master, so, you know. But it's implied that Ethron is a weapon in the Eden Zero, so it may not work the same way, but who knows. But it is interesting if Labilia will become a member of the crew now, because she doesn't have any fighting ability. Well, she knows martial arts, but she doesn't have any ether gear, so she's basically going to be just a person on their ship. Otherwise, I would assume her only hope would to meet Mother and wish to be cured of her illness, which is probably what they're going to go with. But, yeah. I understand Rebecca's feelings on this. Like, if your relationship with someone is nothing but pain and suffering, and it's really just made out of just some stupid desire because your idol failed, I understand why she doesn't want that. She wants a story where the two of them could be friends and just be better people to one another. I understand that. I just have a hard time imagining most of the crew would accept that. Like, I can't imagine Shiki being okay with it. I definitely don't think Happy's going to be okay with it. Peanut probably, that's a hard one to sell. But definitely there's going to be members on the crew who are just going to hate it altogether. The ones who've seen the two of them interact, Labilia and Rebecca, and the way that she's been treated. So this is going to be a hard sell, but I suppose Rebecca can do it. But yeah, I don't think Sister can save her. She's probably going to need Mother's powers to do it. At least that's what I'm thinking. So, Shiki and Holy have their conversation. And Shiki agrees to team up with Holy. But they have two conditions. One, they're not going after Crow. That's not their problem. They're going after Z. That is what they are going to do. And two, Holy has to stay on the Eden Zero at all times until the mission is over, so they can watch over her. And of course, she agrees to both of these, and the alliance is now formed. So, once again, I'm going to relate what I said last time. I think Holy's going to betray them, but then she's going to undo the betrayal, and, you know, basically, she's a bad guy, but then she's going to turn out to be a good guy, that kind of thing. Yeah, because that's basically the setup I'm getting from her, is that she's supposed to be a bad guy, but then she'll end up being a good guy. Once we get her backstory, that is, I'm assuming it's going to be something tragic, because Crow obviously killed someone she cares about, so, just the question is because Crow's a robot, how long ago was it that this person she cared about died, and, just how did it affect her as a person? But, yeah, that's the video. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.